Alright, welcome to Cross Sections Level 1. And it'd probably help if I put the L in level. Now, number 1 says this: given the triangle below is the horizontal cross section of a prism, and I want to stop you right there. Whenever we see that phrase, the horizontal cross section, I want you to automatically understand that means it is going to be the base of the prism. Now, this only works for a cylinder or a prism, but it is in fact the base, and that'll be important in just a second. With a height of 15 inches, what is the volume of this prism given the triangle has an altitude of 9 inches and GC is equal to 22 inches? Okay, let's just tackle these in the order that we see them. 1 says what is the volume, and it's a prism, so we can write this: volume is equal to area of the base times the height. And it says with a height of 15 inches. Well, wait a second. We already know the height. So I can write a parentheses for our area of the base and a parentheses for our height. However, we already know the height. The height is going to be 15. Okay. What's the volume? Okay, so, and the triangle has an altitude of 9 inches. Well, remember the definition of an altitude is something that goes from the vertex and forms a right angle on the other side. So this dotted line is indicating that this triangle has an altitude or a height of 9 inches. It also says that GC is 22. So make sure that you're always labeling the things that you need to label. Now from here, remember this capital B stands for the area of the base. And we said that for a horizontal cross section, well, this is actually the base. If we can find the area of this triangle, we have the area of the base. So, what is the area of a triangle? Well, it's 1/2 the base times the height. So here, we can do 1/2 times, we see that our base is 22, times our height is 9. Now, when you do these things, look, you could use your calculator, but this is actually pretty easy. 1/2 times anything simply means to divide by 2. What is half of 22? What is 22 divided by 2? Well, that is going to be 11 times 9, which we know is going to be 99. So, the area of our base wound up being 99, and for reference, inches squared, times the height of this overall prism, 15, and in this case, I would recommend using your calculator, and 99 times 15 will give us 1,485, and in this case, since it's volume, we know there will be inches cubed. Alright, and there we go. Pause the video, finish taking any notes that you need, and let's go ahead and move on to our second example. Okay, here we have our second example. Given the rectangle below represents the vertical cross-section of a cylinder. So remember, in our previous example, it was a horizontal cross-section. In this case, it's going to be the vertical cross-section. Find the volume when given GC is the diameter. Oh, you know what? That should say BC. My apologies. So when given BC is the diameter of the cylinder. Okay, so let's kind of work through this. We're trying to find the volume of a cylinder, and so let's start with that formula. We know that volume of any prism or cylinder is always the area of the base times the height. However, for a cylinder, we know that that base is in fact a circle. So it's very common for you to see the area of the base just written as pi r squared times the height. Now from here, given that formula for volume, this becomes an incredibly simple problem. Let's fill in all the things we know. So, of course, we know pi. And our radius, well, wait a second. We were told that that is the diameter. So how do you find the radius? It's always half. And so half of 3 will be 1.5. And of course, that will be squared. And then we're going to multiply by the height of this prism. Well, remember, if this is a vertical cross-section, then 8 is in fact the height of the prism. And so we multiply by 8. So let's just kind of take this one step at a time. I would simply do pi times, and go to your calculator, 1.5 times 1.5, or 1.5 squared, makes no difference, will of course be 2.25. And what is 2.25 times 8? Well, for that one, I would encourage you to use your calculator as well. And that's going to be 18. So if we were to write this answer in terms of pi, we'd say that the volume is 18 pi. We could just leave it like that. Or we could do 18 times. And if you take your phone calculator and you spin it to the side, it should give you the option to multiply by pi, which in this case will be V is equal to 56.54. Now, oh, you know what? Actually, 0.55 if we round. My apologies. And lastly, since we know that this is in inches, well, let's go ahead and say, hey, the volume is going to be inches cubed. Okie doke. Well, I hope this video helps, and good luck. I'll see you guys in our level 2 video.